Good afternoon, students. Myself, K. Lakshmi, Assistant Professor in the Department of SNH, Chebrolu Engineering College. Title, Band Theory of Solids. Topic, Origin of Energy Band. In the last session, we discussed about the density of states, that is, how many number of energy states are present in unit volume in a given energy range. So the expression for the density of states is Z of E dE is equal to 4 pi by h cube 2m whole power 3 by 2 e power 1 by 2 dE. Now, the next concept is Fermi energy. So here we discuss about the expression for Fermi energy. So once again, I repeat the definition of Fermi energy. Fermi energy is the energy of Fermi level. So what is Fermi level? At 0 Kelvin, Fermi level is the highest energy level filled with electrons, that is below all the Fermi, all the energy levels are, that means below the EF, all the energy levels are completely filled with electrons, and above the Fermi level, all the energy levels are completely empty. So that is the Fermi level, and corresponding energy of the Fermi level is called Fermi energy. Now, how we calculate the Fermi energy? The product of Fermi-Dirac distribution function and the density of a state for a given number of electrons in a unit volume. So this is the expression for the Fermi energy. So here the actually N is the number of electrons per unit volume. So for example, here we have energy levels. Okay. Let us take, this is the Fermi level. That means up to here we have completely filled with electrons, and above the Fermi level the energy are empty. So equation 1 is the expression for the number of electrons per unit volume. For example, this is the 0 energy level. That means the number of electrons present from 0 to EF. So that is expressed as integral 0 to EF. Z of E, F of E, dE. So here Z of E, dE gives the density of states. That is also we calculate in the above session, Z of E dE. Z of E dE is nothing but density of states. And F of E is called Fermi-Dirac distribution function, which is give the information about the probability of the electrons, probability of the finding the electrons in the energy level. So this is the energy density, and F of E gives the statical information of the electrons. Now, clearly Z of E dE is called density of states, and F of E is called Fermi-Dirac distribution function. Now substitute these two expressions here. Z of E expression is pi by 2 8m h square whole power 3 by 2, 1 by 2. And f of e expression is 1 by 1 plus exponential of e minus ef divided by kBt. Now substitute these two expressions in this equation 1, that is n is equal to integral 0 to ef. First we substitute the z of e dE value here, pi by 2, 8 m by h square whole power 3 by 2 e power 1 by 2, and f of e function is, so here z of e value is pi by 2, 8 m h square whole power 3 by 2 e power 1 by 2, and f of e function is 1 by 1 plus exponential of e minus ef by kBt, and already we have dE value here. Okay. So this is the expression. By substitute, this is the z of e value. Okay. This is f of e value. This is f of e value. In this integration, pi by 2, 8 m h square whole power 3 by 2, these all values are constant. Just we write the integration in front of the integration here. Okay. So then we get pi by 2, 8 m h square whole power 3 by 2, integral 0 to f, e power 1 by 2, 1 by 1 plus exponential of e minus ef by kBt into dE. Now, the Fermi level we measure at 0 Kelvin. So it is clear that above the Fermi level is empty. So the Fermi function f of e is written as 0. And below the Fermi level, it is completely filled with electrons. So f of e function we can written as 1. So simply, this entire value becomes 2. This entire value becomes to 1. Okay. Why? Because according to probability, below the Fermi energy level, all the energy states are completely filled. That is, there is a 100% chance. So the Fermi function is written as 1. So simply this entire value is equivalent to 1. So we have only integral e power 1 by 2 dE. Now this is look like a integration x power 1 by 2. So the integration value is x power, that is e power 3 by 2 divided by 3 by 2 with limits of 0 to ef. With limits of 0 to ef. And next pi by 2. So here we have pi by 2. So there is denominator 3 by 2 here. Now it changes as a 2 by 3. Then 2 are cancelled. Then we get pi by 3 here. So pi by 3. And as usual, 8m by h square whole power 3 by 2. Now by substituting here upper limit, that is ef whole power 3 by 2. And again here, we have calculate the formula for ef. Okay. So this is the formula for n is equal to pi by 3, 8 m by h square whole power 3 by 2 ef power 3 by 2. but we want expression for the EF. Then by simple method, taking on both sides whole power 2 by 3. That is n power 2 by 3, pi by 3 whole power 2 by 3 into 8m by h square whole power. Here 3 by 2 and 2 by 3 are cancelled. Okay. And we have EF also having 3 by 2. And also by taking whole power 2 by 3 on both sides. Here also 2, 2 and 3, 3 are cancelled. So finally we get EF here. So, and move these two terms on this side, then we get EF is equal to N 2 by 3. And by moving this side, we get 3 by pi. 3 by pi 2 by 3. And here the entire terms are cancelled. So we have only 8m by h square in this side. By moving to this side, we get h square by 2m. h square by 2m. Okay. So finally, EF expression. So here whole power 2 by 3 are common. So we can written as 3n by pi whole power 2 by 3 h square by, sorry, here we have 8m. Okay. H square by 8m. So this is the expression for the Fermi energy. Okay. Here, an important note is, as H is Planck's constant, M is also constant mass of the electron, and pi is also constant 3.14. By substituting these all values, we have EF value is equivalent to 3.62 into 10 to the power of minus 90. Here n is only variable function. So n power 2 by 3. It is energy. It is expressed in terms of either electron volts or joules. So this is the expression for the Fermi energy. And the next topic is band theory of solids. So how an energy band is formed in solids? First of all, what is band? I mean, what is energy band? Generally, in solids, infinite number of atoms are closely packed. For example, generally, energy levels of isolated atoms, that is a single atom, for this is the positive charge, that is a nucleus, and above the nucleus we have energy levels for n is equal to 1, 2, 3 and so on. That is, if we have any one atom, so this is the energy level. Now, solid consisting of any two atoms, that means when another atom is close to this atom, now this is the energy level of second atom. So here we have two energy levels, E1 and E2. And here we have, if in case three atoms are there, then this energy levels is split into three energy levels are combined, E1, E2 and E3. If it consisting of n atoms, now these energy levels are split into n energy levels, that is the levels very close together to form a band. So energy band is nothing but a set of closely packed energy levels, equally spaced energy levels. Okay. So if we have one atom, it has only energy level E1 and E2 like that. If there is any another atom is near to it, then this E1 energy level having another second energy level. And E2 is also having a second energy level here. And E3 also. If there is another atom is joined to here, again this energy, first energy level is having 3 sub-energy levels. Here also 3 and here also 3 sub-energy levels. If it having n atoms, like that, so here n energy levels are formed. So this is a band, this is also a band, this is also a band. That means group of energy levels, equally spaced group of energy levels is nothing but energy band. Now, here, band consisting of outermost orbit is called conduction band, and the next inner band is called valency band. So if in case we have bands like that, for example, this is the one of the band, this is the another band, okay. Out of these bands, this is the atom. Out of these bands, for example, so this band consisting of, this band is nothing but outermost orbit. Outermost is orbit. And below these bands are called valency band. Okay. For example, let us take oxygen example, 1s2, 2s2, 2p4. So the second energy level is consisting of valence electrons. Valence electrons is nothing but outermost orbit electrons. So this is called valency band. So valency band is nothing but band consisting of valence electrons. And exactly the above band is called conduction band. That means all are named as bands, but particularly we discuss only valency band and conduction band. So these bands and their gap, that is forbidden gap, basing on this concept, we distinguish the materials, that is semiconductors, conductors, insulators. Now, so the band which consisting of valence electrons is nothing but valency band, and the above outermost orbit is called, the band corresponding to outermost orbit is called conduction band. And whatever the gap between these two bands, here also, so the band between, the gap between these two bands is called band gap or forbidden energy gap. So mostly the valency electrons in the valency band are responsible for the whatever the properties, electrical, thermal, optical properties of the, they are the responsible for the properties of the solids. Okay. So simply, how the energy band is formed? First of all, energy band is called group of equally spaced closed energy levels is called band. So we have n number of atoms in solids. So each energy level, for example, this is the E1. So it is clear that, for example, for n is equal to 1, so it splits into n energy sublevels. So this is a band. This is a band. This is also a band. So simply band is nothing but n group of energy levels. A set of closely spaced group of energy levels is called energy band. So here, whatever the gap between these energy bands is called forbidden energy gap or band gap. Basing on whatever the valency band, it explains the entire properties of the solids. And valency band, above the valency band, actually at 0 Kelvin, there is a conduction band. Now, basing on the gap between the bands and the occupation of the electrons, solids are classified into 3 types: metals, semiconductors, insulators. So basing on the gap between the conduction band and valency band. So what is the conduction band? The outermost orbit. The band corresponding to outermost orbit is called conduction band. And what is the valency band? The band which consisting of valency electrons. What is energy gap? The gap between these bands, conduction band or valency band. Now, basing on this gap, solids are classified into 3 types. So here we have insulators, semiconductors, and conductors. So this is the band picture, valency band and conduction band. Valency band means it consisting of a group of energy levels, group of equally spaced energy levels, whatever it may be. So simply it is called valency band. Now, the gap between valency band and conduction band in insulators is nearly 7 electron volts. The energy gap is more. Due to high energy gap, the electrons, whatever the valence electrons are present in the valency band, cannot jump from valency band to conduction band. Because these valency electrons are very tightly bounded by the atoms here, parent atoms here. Even we giving the high electric field, does not electrons are move from valency band to conduction band. So that's why insulators having resistivity with an order of 10⁻⁷ ohm meter. Best example for insulators is diamond. So simply basing on gap, that is forbidden gap or energy gap, nearly 7 electron volts. So those materials are called insulators. And even though we're giving high electric field, the electrons do not move from valency band to conduction band. Example, diamond. And next, this is the band diagram for the semiconductors. So this is the, as usual, valency band and conduction band. And whatever the gap between these energy values is nearly equal to 1.1 electron volt. So here, the energy band gap is very small as compared with the insulator. Best examples are 4th group elements, silicon and germanium. So for germanium, its energy gap is 0.7 electron volts. For silicon, its energy gap value is 1.1 electron volt. Actually, semiconductors are used as insulators as well as good conductors. That means by giving some external temperature, now what are the electrons are there? They can move to conduction band. So as temperature increases, more and more electrons are moved to conduction band. So simply the energy gap is decreases. So, and also actually the conduction band is empty. So by giving the external temperature, these electrons are moved to conduction band. That means here conduction band is also filled with some electrons. So that's why at the room temperature, semiconductors behave as the insulators. As we increase the temperature, they behave as a conductors. Because of that, due to reason, they have a small energy gap. Example, fourth group elements, silicon, germanium, like that. Now, and third one is conductors. In case of conductors, when you observe this energy band diagram, there is no gap between electron valency band and to the conduction band. And plenty of free electrons are moved from valency band to conduction band even at room temperature also. So hence the conductivity is very high and resistivity is increases with the temperature. And here the very important point is whatever the electrons are flow from valency band to conduction band, here a current is developed. So here the very important point is the total current in conductors is due to flow of electrons. So why here mentioned clearly only for electrons? Actually in semiconductors, we have positive electron, that is hole is formed here. That means the current in the semiconductors is both electrons and holes. So what is a hole, and that concept we will discuss in next session. Okay. So that's why clearly in semiconductors, the electric current is due to both electrons and holes, whereas in conductors, only the current in conductors is due to flow of electrons. The best example for conductors is all the metals. So these are the, what is the origin band, origin of energy band, and the distinguish between conductors, semiconductors, and insulators. Okay. In the next session, we discuss about the Bloch theorem. Okay. Thank you to all.